Hi, this is Rosemary, and I decided to participate in the Viva la Snail Mail letter writing challenge for this year. And the challenge consisted of decorating some envelope art and writing a letter to one of the five coordinators. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to practice my doodling. I find that I never have enough time to do that, and I said, well, when you have envelopes for this would be a good way to practice. And so this was my first one, the square. And this is now a set of stamps that I just love. It's called Janie's Girls. And again, some stamping. And this was just some Tim Holtz stain. So I was very pleased with that. So it kind of encouraged me to move forward. My next envelope, this is a stamp that I often use for embellished paper clips. I just enlarged the lasso and did some stamping. Just a minimum of coloring down at the bottom. And then I stamped on the back. It's rather simple, but I think it looks kind of fun. Then I have these graphic 45s. He has like a place card in the original stamp. So I did some doodling, enlarged the label. Did a little bit of stamping down at the bottom. This is really very plain, but it's still, I have to say, I think it's still mail art. And then from the same graphic 45 stamp set was this man here, Keep Moving Forward. And he's just on a bicycle. So what I did, this is actually on a separate piece of paper, I stamped these three little wheels from this tricycle. Then I used some stamps here for more of a steampunk effect. I grunged him up with some distress ink, and this is the back, and a little grungy looking, but I think it came out very nice. Then by this time I'm kind of getting the hang of this whole envelope art, and this is an envelope that had an address there. So I broke out, I got one of these stamps that just is a background stamp, and I decided let me just stamp it all the way through. And this is sometimes when I have some small little features stamps, I decided, on scrap piece of paper, you can just see it's just a little piece of scrap paper. I had colored them in, and then I cut them out and added them to the envelope, and I felt it really added some dimension. All I have to do is add a strip there for the address, and I think it's ready to go. Then I just acquired this new stamp, and I love these little girls, and so they are just, they have some glitter on them, you can kind of see there, and it is just a very simple envelope. I think when I'm ready to send it off, I can add some more detail depending on how much time I have, and it's ready to go. I then decided, let's go back to that background stamp, and I decided, why don't you try, I have a slate gray. I like to stamp my journals with gray, very faint colors, my stamps, and I decided to make some labels. So this was one of my labels from one of my little girls, Janie's Girls, and a piece of scrap paper. Then I made another one from those same girls. So these are two labels, and I thought, this would be, how we get this kind of mail, and I always find this a type of junk mail, and what do we do with it? So I said, look, you could just glue one of these labels and send it off on its way. The rest, I don't think it really bothers me. Put your stamp right there and off it goes. Or if you didn't want to show you, this is the other ones. Do a little bit of decorating around the edges, and no one would ever know it was one of those business type envelopes. So again, I would encourage you to join. You have about a week to join the snail mail challenge. And I was really inspired by Amira in Oz Crafts. This is her video, Letter Writing Challenge DIY Mail Art. And by watching it, she was so enthusiastic and inspirational that it made me risk and try some of the techniques, because I will say I was a bit kind of stumped, stymied, whatever, just had a block. And so again, you have about 6 days to join this Viva la Snail Mail letter writing challenge. And if you watch Amira's video, you can quickly whip up an entry. Thank you for watching.